Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Wednesday morning first webcast of 2019 market webcast. So I hope everybody had a fantastic new year. Happy New Year to everybody. The only thing I've said about 2019 is that the volatility is not going anywhere. And I think the overnight tonight kind of, kicked all of that off. We traded as high as 25.21 quarter, and they took it right on down to 24.52 and change. So, I mean, there's a solid, 60 handles for anybody that needed it. I was flat through the holidays, so I was flat coming in. I'm flat now, and we'll start trading when 9:30 rolls around. What we've seen in the last few days is you're seeing some consolidation. You can't really see it on the daily chart, but you can certainly see it on the hourly chart. We were compressed there. Monday was all about head fakes, and they tried for a few hours last night to really get up and through 25, 25.21, 25.19, this whole entire area. Eventually, they kind of gave up, in and around, 8, 9 o'clock at night. They've taken it straight down. As low as 52 quarter off the Europe Open. Now, you got weekly pivot down here at 42.58. They're going to have to convert weekly pivot, they being the bears, if they're going to progress in the direction of last week's lows, or at least challenge one of those higher lows. Otherwise, if the weekly pivot holds, it's going to kind of migrate back up in towards 2,500. Whether the bulls can do anything with it from there remains to be seen. But this is what I meant on Monday when I talked about the fact that the good end of the week last week for the bulls meant they kind of flipped the field with regard to tape control. Okay, so we have been living in a world where the weekly pivot has started above price just about every week, since late October. We started this week with the weekly pivot below price by a decent amount, by a solid 50, 60 handles. So while the bulls have given up 50, 60 handles, they haven't given up weekly pivot, which means if they get it together between here and 24.42 and they don't allow that area to convert, it still becomes, I don't want to go so far as to say it becomes kind of a very, very short-term dip buy thing, but it really does, until they can convert 24.42. Now, I'm reserving ultimate judgment until after we get into the regular session today. We got 3 days left, so you're just starting the week now. I think really today is the start of the week. You had a full session on Monday, but that always gets skewed with end of the year stuff. And yesterday was a holiday, and now we're kind of back. So I think the battle over 24.42 really begins in earnest today. If the bulls can get through today while keeping the weekly pivot intact, they have a chance to go ahead and kind of walk back up to the highs a little bit and see if they can, establish a little bit more of a sustainable rally up off of 23.1675. What the bears want is what we've seen so many times in the last couple of months. Yeah, we'll bounce for a day, we'll bounce for a couple of days, and then it will be sold violently, resulting in a lower low. That's the very definition of a bear market. You get violent rallies, and those rallies result in lower lows. The bears are going to try to execute that again, and that execution begins with converting weekly pivot. So it's a big deal. All right, everybody have a fantastic day. We will be out with some stuff on social, on Insta, Twitter, Facebook. All that's going to pick up again now as we get out of the holiday season into 2019. So come check that out. Come check the room out. We broke every metric that we set for ourselves in 2018. So whether it's a high volatility environment like 2018 or a low volatility environment like 2017, we continue to hit our targets and just do some really risk-focused stuff for our subscribers. So if you trade this stuff all the time, I encourage you to come and check it out. I know you're going to like what you find, And people that come and check it out, they tend to stay, and if they're serious about this, they tend to stay for a very, very long time, and we would love to meet you. So Happy New Year, everybody. Trade them well, watch the weekly pivot, and I'll talk to you soon. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princeton Trader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade them well.